What's up, crypto knots? I hope all is well for you today in the cryptoverse. What we've got here before you is the daily chart. This range back here from last year, about 13 months ago, is where I've drawn this yellow and white line. If you've been watching my videos recently, I talked about the 27,850 level, and look at this. We've stalled out right on it. Right now, Bitcoin is sitting at 27,838. Zoom in on this, right on it. So yesterday I was talking about watch the close of yesterday's candle. It actually closed at 28,032. So it closed above it. Went up a little bit. Looked like it might do some pumpage. 28,572 is the new local high. It dumped all the way back down. Basically bounced off my orange line here on my megaphone. If you wouldn't mind booping the like button and subscribing to my channel, I'd sure appreciate it. Name of the channel is Bitcoin Street. For new folks, let's zoom back out my megaphone structure. So this is no accident where Bitcoin is at right now. I was going to make this video last night, but I didn't. It's still the same story. I have these blue ascending and descending channels. They formed a megaphone. On the wicks, I've drawn orange lines, trend lines. See the one on top, the one on bottom. The one on top's the one I want to focus on right now. We had to break out of the megaphone. Very unlikely. The bank crisis story is what's caused it, and all the fallout and jibber jabber from that. I've tried to call a top back here. It's looking like a top right now to me again, but I tried to call a top here. When it failed at 26,650, and it's just, don't underestimate the hype and what it can do to Bitcoin. So it's looking toppy to me again right now at the 27,850 level. This is Monday. Tonight at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern time, this daily candle will close. And once again, look at where it closes. It's broke out above the megaphone. I'm talking to a microphone. This is a megaphone. It's broke out above it. As you can see, the orange line ascending up. Currently is 27,080. Tomorrow it would be 27,120. 27,160 the next day. And the white line horizontal that's marking the range from back here. I started the video. That's that bottom wick of that range back there. Bitcoin has clearly been rejected by it. It's went above it. It's not really a rejection. It's kind of on the fence, right? It's making up its mind. So this whole area in here is the heart of why I'm making this video. 27,850 and below. This level here, this whole area here, let me turn my magnet off so I can draw lines where I want to. This whole area in here is basically an indecision, right? We've had a breakout above the megaphone, which would indicate, you know, probably a bullish scenario playing out and setting a new trend. But I have a hard time believing that because we are in a bear market, folks, whether you're being told you are or not. We're about right here. We're about right here, and then in this ballpark somewhere. This is an old chart from many years ago, before I think like 2017, 2018. It's not Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's been following it, and we're kind of right in through here. It's not a carbon copy, right? But there it is. And this banking story has kind of pumped us up to kind of like, we're kind of like right in here. But forget about the green bars and look at the purpley bluey trend line. See how it's going. I do think we're still in a you know, it's just called a dead cat bounce, and I still think we're coming back down to the bottom. So if the banking story goes away, if they get that under control and that story fades, the sentiment for Bitcoin will also fade, because the halving is not for another 13 months. It's still slated for April 14th. This could change a little bit. If hash rate speeds up, this will probably go back to March. If it slows down, it'll go to like the end of April. And if there's a big slowdown or speed up, of course, it'll be bigger than that each way. But it's still about 13 months away, and we're nowhere near the real bull market starting. You know, that's just, Bitcoin's engineered to do this every almost 4 years, every 3 years, 10 months is what it's turned out to be. and we're still 13 months away from there, right? We're still so. But there's lots of hype, and don't underestimate the hype. And if central banks were to start teetering and they start talking about that, we're a long way from that, right? Central banks. But if that were to happen, then Bitcoin would probably moon. So we're kind of in uncharted territory. Basically, watch the orange line, the numbers I gave earlier. Stay above there, or let's zoom in on this area. This is a real interesting area. It's going to have to do something, right? Eventually, Bitcoin's going to be forced to do something. It's either going to have to stay on top. See how this is working? It's going to have to stay on top, or it's going to have to fall below, right? One or the other, right? So I can't draw lines today. I do apologize. And sometimes the lines just don't work on the daily chart. It's annoying. And so what else I got to say? I just thought this was an interesting area. Bring it to your attention. All right, there's a bit of a, like I say, it's a boxing match. It's kind of the ring right here I'm watching. Basically, can Bitcoin hold above 27,100? Can it hold above 27,850? And in my opinion, if it breaks down below both of those, then we're probably coming down to the top of the channel. Would be the next bounce area at like 25,850 ballpark next couple of days. And also, once again, for those of you who watch my videos, these vertical lines, March 31st. Oh, we got a rate hike. What the Fed's going to do tomorrow, that might have an impact on Bitcoin. But this is just a coin flip, so let's not talk about that. But March 31st, this vertical blue line has a gravitational effect on Bitcoin. You can see the last 2 months, Bitcoin pumped up to it and then dumped away from it, pumped up to it, dumped away from it. Right now, we're sitting at, this is the March 20th candle on the daily chart. We've got 11 more candles to go to March 31st. And usually within a couple of days before to up to a week after is when it'll dump. So if Bitcoin were to stay here, if Bitcoin just went sideways, then we're probably looking at a dump from there. If Bitcoin were to come down here and test and then get back in this channel and have a dumpage, then that could indicate a pump's coming, at least 10%. But that's kind of it's just a guessing game right now. We'll see what happens. Real interesting level there, 27,850. Can it hold? What it feels like to me, right? It's no accident that price is sitting right there right now. It's because it feels to me like the whales, like the composite man. If you just look at this as a game against one single entity, it feels like the composite man is just in wait and see mode. Right, tomorrow the Fed rate hike, and lots of interesting support and resistance here. And in the banking news, if they get the banking crisis, I don't know if it's even a crisis yet, but right, the hype squad can really get Bitcoin going, and on social media, right? So I think that's kind of what we've seen. Could it go higher? It could, depending if more banks have problems. But if that banking story slowly fades away, watch for the Bitcoin price to fade down along with it. And that's kind of what's going on here. It feels like the composite man is in control here and just is waiting to make the next move, right? If the composite man can make money by dumping, then it'll dump. If the composite man can make money by getting a little more pump out of this and then the dump, then that's what the composite man will do. So it's kind of wait and see, on the fence, indecision, and but it's gearing up for a decision. It feels toppy to me. All right, that's gonna wrap it up, folks. I sure hope you enjoyed the content, and as always, thanks for watching.